Hello and welcome to the Best and Worst Pictures podcast. I'm your host, Jake, and with me, as always, my good co-host, Ian. And as per usual, joining us is my other pretty decent co-host, Joaquin. How you doing?
Only decent?
We'll see how you go. We'll see.
It's better than being fucking shit tier.
Yay!
What is this show, you might ask? Well, every other week we sit down and watch a Best Picture winner and determines one of the best or worst pictures as compared to the other winners. And this week we're talking about none other than the hit, brilliant classic, which nobody can deny is the 31st Best Picture winner from 1958, Gigi. And to start us off, Ian has collected some fun facts, which Joaquin and I have not heard at a time.
Wow.
So Ian, take it away.
Wow, I'm very excited for this beautiful hit classic. So let me tell you about all three interesting things about this movie.
Okay.
Gigi was distributed by MGM. You might know Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. You know, they're the one with the lion.
When do the interesting parts start?
It doesn't.
Okay.
We're
that's what I
watching
thought.
Gigi, bro. So it has a 81% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, a 74% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6.7 out of 10 on IMDb, and its Metacritic rating is 82. It released on May 15th, 1958. It's about 2 hours. I think it's an hour 55 almost exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And its budget was $3.3 million, and it made $13.2 million. Gigi is based off of the novel of the screenplay, which is based off of the novella of the same name. It stars Leslie Caron, who we have talked about. I'm going to try to keep this one brief. Still only 3, because there are no interesting people in this entire movie, so I kept her on there and then did 2 others. I'm sorry, be a better movie. This is Leslie Caron, who we watched in An American in Paris.
Yep.
Jokin, I don't know if you watched that one
Nope.
with us.
Nope.
That's good. She's also in a film that came out in 2020, A Christmas Carol, where she is still doing roles and I believe is also still alive.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but A Christmas Carol was not 2020.
Not that A Christmas Carol, a
There's
different
a lot
Christmas
of Christmas
Carol.
carols.
I'm sure.
It's public domain. There's a lot of A Christmas
That
Carols.
is very true.
Lifetime of Christmas Carol.
Next, we're going to talk about Louis Jourdan, who was in Alfred Hitchcock's The Paradigm Case, 1947.
Super kudos for nailing that pronunciation.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And Octopussy,
Ah.
1983, another MGM film.
Nice.
Now,
Love that
Louis
name.
Jourdan is French, and in Octopussy, he plays, and I am not making this up, the exiled Afghan prince Kamal Khan.
All right. Is he a white individual?
Not in that movie.
Ah, tight.
And lastly, I'm going to talk about Eva Gabor. Now, we're going to talk about 2 people here, which is the fun fact.
Mhm.
She is in Aristocats from 1970. She's Duchess,
Oh,
which is awesome.
Okay.
She's also in The Rescuers and Rescuers Down Under, 1977 and 1990, respectively,
So an animated career.
as
after this.
Miss Bianca. Interesting note, she's the sister of Zsa Zsa Gabor. I don't know who the fuck that is at all. I've heard that name my entire life.
My grandmother named one of her cats after Zsa Zsa.
So it seems like Zsa Zsa Gabor wasn't known for her roles in things, despite her being in things. She was known for being like the first Hollywood drama lady. She had 9 husbands.
Ah,
She
Hollywood.
caused the Hollywood drama. She was one of the like originators of like that entertainment news kind of thing.
okay.
see.
All right. Sure.
And lastly, I normally talk about the directors first, but the director is the most interesting guy. Vincent Minnelli, who also directed American in Paris. It's Liza Minnelli's dad and Judy Garland's husband.
Okay. One of her 9. No,
Nope,
it's not her. I know.
that's the other one.
I know.
So we have a couple of production notes. Some of them are interesting. Some of them are, wow, it sucked to shoot here. So the first one, which is the interesting one, is they were really back and forth about casting of the main character in
Okay.
this movie.
GG.
Is it because the main character was black and they're like, what kind of white guy can we get for this?
We had a white guy. So one of the people casting wanted Audrey Hepburn, and I believe the director wanted Leslie Caron, who he previously worked with. Hepburn declined the role, so they had to go with Leslie Caron.
You know what's funny? I edited all of the Best Picture thumbnails, all like 92 of them in like a weekend, or like 1 week it took. All my spare time went to it. And I remember the poster for this, Gigi, was in the thumbnail, and I glanced at it because it was just another passing edit. But in my head, I have it burned in that that's Audrey Hepburn, and I know it's not.
It's
But
not, because she declined the role.
I've always thought it was. Whoopsie.
There was a signature scene filmed on location at Maxim, which is a French restaurant that has really, really like pretty, ornate Art Nouveau mirrored walls. Shooting at this practical location was a logistical nightmare because all of it is mirrored. So trying to shoot It reflects the lighting equipment, undesirable behind the scenes After Effects and artifacts. Like, it was a fucking disaster.
I'm
to
sorry,
shoot
where
this
are they
scene.
shooting?
They were shooting at the Belle Epoque, which is a restaurant with Art Nouveau mirrored walls.
Oh.
So
Okay.
trying to get any camera shots, mirrored
Yep.
walls.
Yep.
Trying to get any like effects shots, mirrored walls.
You know, it's kind of funny in like
Lighting, mirrors.
2022, as far as we've come with VFX, if a mirror catches like a camera and shit, it's so hard to paint out because you got to match all the rays of light
Yep.
going to every single place.
Mhm.
It's so hard even today, let alone back then where you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's better now. though.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Technically better, yes.
Now you can just put CG lighting in places.
You honestly, you know what? I'm sorry, I have to go off on this, but like in 2022, if they let's say they filmed a camera and a mirror in the back shot, the solution that would be easiest is to replace the entire background of the whole wall with a CG wall that
Yep.
doesn't have that, because then you can actually put like a CG lighting environment with the mirrors and stuff like that and have
Yep.
that good. So it's nuts. They go to overextending lengths to make the easiest job.
Yeah, and it's insane. They had to come up with a low light camera placement visual scheme without covering up the mirrors
Mm.
in
Okay.
order to get the scene that they wanted.
Mm.
That's crazy.
So it took forever.
That is nuts.
And the last fun fact that I have about the movie in production is by mid-July, every single piece of music was done for this entire film, except the title song, which is normally the first thing you do.
Yep.
The composer was at the piano while one of the people was in the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
and he started playing a little melody, touching the keyboard, trifling around. The dude came out with his pants around his ankles from the bathroom,
Oh,
went to the living room, went, play that again, and that's the title song.
that's amazing. So you said there were no fun facts.
There's
First of all,
one.
I like the mirror fun facts, and I like the out of the pants fun facts.
So now we're going to the awards show facts.
Okay.
9 nominations, 9 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Swept every category it was
Wow.
there for. It won Best Picture, beating Auntie Mama, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, The Defiant Ones, and Separate Tables.
Do you have? Okay. Well, first of all, Defiant Ones is one of the best movies ever made.
Nope, not as good as Gigi.
Yeah, this better be the best fucking masterpiece I've ever seen if it's gonna beat the Defiant Ones, Sidney Poitier's finest.
And for the way you're talking, it doesn't seem like you like the idea of watching this movie.
Wow. Mud used to do the fun facts, and he said, I can tell by the fun facts that it's not going to be a good one.
Yep. Okay. So
I learned that.
So
Bridge on the River Kwai, so many fun facts. I had to cut some fun facts
I'm sure.
because it was 4 pages.
Uh-huh.
Do you have the other 8 wins of it or no?
Yeah, I have every single one.
All
We're
right,
going to go
bet.
through them, don't worry.
All right.
But I do want to point out that I believe Sidney Poitier passed away recently.
He did.
Yes, he did.
And I would just like to say, I was going to do that at the end, but since you brought it up, living legend,
Oh yeah.
Sidney Poitier.
Absolutely. I watched
Rest in peace.
for the first time. I watched Guess Who's Coming to Dinner the other day. It was
Wow.
actually really, really good for 1967 having those themes. It was
Yeah.
pretty good.
So, Gigi, after Best Picture, won Best Director, Vincent Minnelli. He beat Richard Brooks from Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Stanley Kramer from The Defiant Ones, Robert Wise for I Want to Live! Exclamation point, and Mark Robson for The Inn of the Sixth Happiness.
Stanley Kramer was so good in Defiant Ones.
Best Adapted Screenplay went to Gigi, beating out Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, The Horse's Mouth, I Want to Live! Exclamation point, and Separate Tables.
Damn.
Best Scoring of a Drama/Comedy. It got Best Song, Gigi from Gigi. It won Best Art Direction. This actually, by the way, was one of the weird times where they didn't have separate for color and black and white on this. The next year does. So I'm very
Oh.
confused.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Because you
But
figured, okay, never
Was there
mind.
just
Yeah.
not enough?
I don't know. I
Maybe
genuinely
all the
don't know.
nominees were colored. Who knows?
It also won Best Cinematography, Color. That one had a separate one. Best Costume Design. This one also didn't have separation for color and black and white. Really weird. It won Best Film Editing, beating out, again, Auntie Mama, Cowboy, The Defiant Ones, and I Want to Live! Exclamation point.
That was which category? Sorry.
Best Film Editing.
Okay. Sorry. Defiant Ones says brilliant editing. I'm just gonna be a broken record all.
Hey, we can talk about that after, and you
Yeah.
can actually say which one should win.
You know, I'm reserving judgment. Maybe on
One of
accident.
those rare examples where you actually could do that.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Yeah.
it's a situation where like I haven't known nothing
You
about
have the
Gigi.
power.
I have the power. I love
So-
Defiant Ones. Maybe this is great. Who knows?
For this one, remember how many fun facts I had for production notes?
Mhm.
3. I have 4 for the awards ceremony.
Okay.
Way more interesting. So, The 31st Academy Awards ceremony was held on April 6, 1959, to honor every film from 1958, blah, blah, blah. The show's producer started cutting numbers from the show to make sure it ran on time, so they did less music.
Mm-hmm.
He cut too much, and it ended 20 minutes early,
Oof.
leaving Jerry Lewis to attempt to fill in time. NBC cut to a rerun of sports.
That's amazingly bad. Like, we make fun of, like, the recent Oscars with, like...
They need to cut more.
Yeah, they need to cut more, but, like, we make fun of, like, how they didn't end with Best Picture because they wanted to honor Chadwick, and then Chadwick lost.
Wow.
Like, they fucked up production.
Yep.
But that sounds even worse.
Imagine if they were like, all right, we're 20 minutes short. We're going to do a whole thing for Chadwick. Anthony Hopkins, cut to sports, cut to sports.
And we won't let him zoom in to accept it, by the way.
Nope.
Wow.
So bad.
Oh, my God.
So, Gigi won 9 Oscars, breaking the previous record set by Gone with the Wind and tied by From Here to Eternity and On the Waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
It would be very short-lived. Ben-Hur breaks this record next year.
Dude, okay. I am really excited to watch Gigi because that means that it's time to watch Ben-Hur.
Yep.
That is the reason I'm excited to watch it.
Darn tootin'. Gigi was the last film until The Last Emperor in 1987 to win Best Picture with no acting nominations.
Wow.
It is also the biggest sweep of all time until The Last Emperor. The record was broken by Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, which
Yes, it
won
was.
all 11
All
of its
11.
nominations.
Yep, all 11, that's true.
And lastly, for our fun facts here, the ceremony was held by an ensemble of actors. You know, I mentioned Jerry Lewis already, Mort Saul, Tony Randall, Bob Hope, David Niven, and Laurence Olivier. David Niven won Best Actor this night, making him the only person in Oscar history to win an award while hosting.
And I actually, Ian, do you mind if I add another fun fact? 'Cause
Of course.
I by chance know this off the top of my head. Lord of the Rings, 11 Oscar wins, 11 nominations. Others have won 11, but got nominated for more, so it's not a clean sweep.
Yep.
3 ever have won 11. Do you know what they are? Lord of the Rings.
Well, Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
I believe. Ooh, that's tough. It was Lord of the Rings. They got nominated for 11
Lord of the Rings
or won 11.
nominated and won 11 clean sweep.
Yeah.
The rest got nominated for more than 11, but only won 11.
I think Titanic was
Yes.
11 out of 13.
Yes, something like that. Titanic also won 11 of its Oscars, so they're tied, and there's a third one that ties them. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ben-Hur.
Oh, yeah. I
next
just said
one.
it.
That's why I brought it up.
I just said.
It's so
no, I
cool.
didn't say how many it won. I just said it broke the record.
Right.
Yeah, 11.
No,
And-
nothing's won more than 11.
Lastly, we already know it's Mary Pickford fact time.
Woo!
And this fun fact is that in 1944, in January, Mary and her husband adopted a daughter, Roxanne Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's the fun
That
fact.
wow, you're running out of steam.
I can't wait.
Whoa.
I can't wait until the year she passes away so I can say, fun fact, this is the last Mary Pickford fact. She died this year.
Oh, that's sad.
But I can't. It's not that I can't wait because we love Mary Pickford facts here. But finding the Mary Pickford facts is tough.
Well, you know what's even tougher?
Watching Gigi.
Watching a movie that won over Defiant ones. So let's check it out. So we just watched 1958's Best Picture winner Gigi, and what do we feel?
I didn't love it.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it's not for me. And by that I mean this movie's not for anyone.
Real quick, there was a moment where I felt actual dread. And I don't mean dread as in like it was trying to give me dread. Something happened in this movie that made me feel so awful, it made me feel kind of sick.
So let's just start off.
Spoilers for
I
the 1958
tell you
movie
what,
Gigi.
I will spoil it for everybody. We all felt negatively. Why don't we all start with positive notes?
I like the color grading.
Yeah, the color's cute.
I think the color is wonderful.
There was
I
a
love
cat.
the cat was great. I love the
Yeah.
production design. I even like those like kind of matte paintings in the background. I found it charming. Those little like the way they
Yeah.
did that.
Charming, sure.
That was nice.
Costumes were good.
Costumes were really good.
Costumes
know,
really
were
strong.
fitting.
It's really, really bad. Most of the bad ones we go, yeah, the costumes really cool. This, that's
You
when it's the bar.
Yeah, because that's why it won Best Fucking Picture.
Yep.
It won easily for the like extravagant scale and scope of some of the musical sequences.
The music outside of the lyrics is good.
Mhm.
The lyrics.
Yeah, I think the lyrics bring it down from like
Yep.
pretty good to
Well,
not good at
Let's
all.
hold off on that because
No, not the content of the lyrics themselves. I don't think it's well sung.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll hold off on negatives for a bit because
We're keeping
I
off
really want to
negatives.
hammer out all the positives real quick because
That's
we're
it.
gonna go off. It won for the exact same reason that American in Paris won because of a 20-minute useless dance sequence in that movie. It's basically a full movie version of that. I don't know.
I'm done.
Wait, I'm looking through. I'm trying to find more.
I got nothing.
Oh, back to the matte paintings thing. It's an extension of the same thing. I liked when they were mimicking a sunset. They were trying to make it look like a sunset with a matte painting, and they
Except for
adjusted.
they fucking lit the world on fire.
It went to like red, like no Earth looks like this. So that was kind of funny, but positive. I found it charming, kind of funny. It didn't intend to be funny, but it was a little funny. So
You
for
need
me,
to specify you found the matte painting charming and funny,
Not
not
the
the
movie.
movie.
not the
Yeah.
movie. I found that element of production of the film humorous. So I guess that's a positive. Oh, one more. I like the second song of the movie where the main French guy, the narrator, talks to the Gaston about their differing opinions on what they find to be interesting or boring about daily life.
Okay.
That is interesting. And that is where my notes on positivity end.
Okay.
So the movie starts off with the uncle addressing the audience, which he does multiple times throughout the film.
Yep.
Because this movie is based on a novel.
Yep.
The movie itself is based on a screenplay that was based on the novel.
Yep.
So it was novel, screenplay, then this movie's basing itself off the other screenplay.
Sure.
Confusing for one. You can tell it's based off a novel from the bad narration, and the uncle is my least favorite character in the whole movie, probably. So that really doesn't give it any points. And anytime the uncle was singing, it was like lip post effect
Not every time.
most of the time.
That was most of the singing though. If there was a
Yes.
singing scene that takes place outside and actually shot outside, it was put in post.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which is noticeable, and
it's very noticeable because the lips don't match.
yeah.
Yep.
And I don't like most of the songs. I will say that most of the songs, this one best score, and like best song, I don't really like them.
I wholeheartedly agree. Aside from that one that I kind of liked, they're all bad.
I don't understand why this film won best editing. It uses one transition the entire film.
Yep.
What editing is there?
It's weird.
Bad cuts and then bad transition. And I
Yeah,
can't say bad transitions. It's one transition over and over again.
This is one of those ones that does not stand the test of time.
No.
It's so bad.
Bridge on the River Kwai came out a year before this.
A year before.
Yep.
Everything about Bridge of
Oh,
the
like a-
Reply is better.
A literal
Even the
masterpiece.
songs. Fuck it.
Even the songs, yeah. The songs that we're singing at camp.
Yep.
Last year, Bridge River Kwai, masterpiece. This year, Defiant Ones, masterpiece.
Next year, Ben-Hur, masterpiece.
Literally, there are a lot of really confusing
No
scenes.
excuses.
I'll start at the beginning. Opening narration sunks. Wow, it sucks.
Sunk.
And sunk the movie. Baller French accent. Other than that, bad. I really don't like the scene where Gigi's aunt tells her to eat the bones in your food. Don't eat bones.
Don't
It's
eat
bad
bones.
for you
It's
and
very bad.
possibly lethal, depending on
The
bone.
subtitles literally just were full caps, bone crunch.
Bone crunching. Comedy is subjective. It's hard to fault a movie by saying it's not funny just because I didn't find it funny. But that being said, oh my god, the movie is not funny. I said I laughed like once or twice.
This film is offensive, like in multiple different ways.
In many ways, especially towards the end.
And the beginning.
Well, the beginning kind of, yeah.
Unintentionally offensive in terms of the uncle singing about how he loves fucking.
Oh, Joquin, allow me. I have the written lyrics.
Oh, go right ahead, Jake.
These are the opening lines of the song. Each time I see a little girl of 5 or 6 or 7, I can't resist the urge to smile and say, thank heaven for little girls, their little innocence.
Their eyes so helpless, and what's the other one? Like,
Innocent, helpless and innocent.
like what the fuck,
That's
dude?
creepy as
What am I
fuck, dude.
reading?
This, listen, I understand the French culture is different, and we talked about this when we talked about
Cuties.
cuties a little bit.
Yep.
This, fuck you, France. Suck my entire balls. I know I'm too old for you, but seriously,
Oh.
like,
It's strange.
I'm
Low
sorry.
blow.
It's
Low
even
blow.
if it's a cultural thing that I do not understand. Shut the fuck up. You're wrong.
There is a lot of weird stuff like that.
Like, I'm
absolutely.
sorry.
Yeah.
I have 2 notes left. I'm gonna be honest.
Go-
We're like 10 minutes into this
There's
fucking talk.
nothing here.
There's nothing
This
here.
is the most. This is the most formulaic movie that you have until maybe the. I got it. I have to admit, I did not see the end coming.
Yeah, okay, so I sat here and diligently watched the entirety of the film up to a certain point. Towards the end, I looked up the ending on Wikipedia because I was like, I'm lost myself in the plot. I forget where I am. I missed a line of dialogue somewhere. So I looked myself up. I accidentally read ahead And then I found out the ending, and I no longer desired to stare at the screen. Like,
Yeah.
it deterred me from watching because I knew it was going to happen. And you guys were all like, no, you got to watch it. And then
You
you
do,
guys
to be
watched it.
fair.
And you watched it in real time. It's like a fucking car crash in slow motion. Just, oh, no. She ends up with the guy. Spoilers for this fucking 60-year-old film. She ends up with the guy, even though, like, the entire point of her character was not to be. And it would have been improved if they weren't.
100%. I would have given it a gracious maybe 1 if she didn't end up with him.
I would, yeah. Joker and I were
Because-
saying, like, hey, it's fucking ballsy as hell if they were to do that.
It would have been so fucking ballsy.
To
I
do
would have
that.
given this movie
A 1.
any
maybe.
props. Literally, I would have given this movie any props.
Mhm.
If they went and just said, no, I'm a strong, independent woman. Kind of what I guess Gone with the Wind was trying to do, but that kind of fall flat on its face too at the
It
end.
did fall flat, yep.
Very similar kind of styles of movies.
Although at the very least, in Gone with the Wind, they don't end up together, so that's a plus.
That's a plus.
But it's still, even Gone with the Wind, I'd say did that better than this. Gone with the Wind, racist as it is, better than this movie. So,
One
I
of
don't know.
my biggest issues with this movie is the characters either stay where they are, get rewarded for their shitty behavior, or regress.
Mhm.
Yes, Ian, you're 100% right.
There's no actual progression in this movie.
Gaston.
Is the biggest bitch, incel, fucking toxic masculinity loser,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets rewarded with a bombshell whose character regresses and becomes just like everyone else.
Yeah. And there are 2 separate scenes where he goes off to storm about what he's done, and they do the same thing for him, mean the same thing for him, and he doesn't learn both times.
And he gets rewarded.
And he does get
And
rewarded.
you know what? None of the characters in this movie are likable. I liked Gigi for the first parts because she embraces how unique she is. She doesn't try to do anything. It's only when he tries to buy her that she's like, oh, I'm being bought. This is lovely. Fuck you. And her grandmother and her aunt are both fine with it because, oh, we're stupid and French.
And you know what's weird? When they first, or when Gaston first brings up the idea of like actually wanting to marry her and all that stuff, when he first gets there, she reacts sensibly and is like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? This is a horrible life. I don't want to be dragged into your shit show public life. This is terrible. And we're all sitting here watching it like, what a great message.
Fuck yeah.
What
And
a great
then
message.
What a
5 minutes
fantastic
later,
message.
she's like, oh, actually, I'm kind of horny.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the movie's moral in that scene is perfect. And then they reverse on it.
Yep.
And they end, and this is the ending that I read, they end off happily together, married, while the guy sings the same song again.
Talking about being a pedophile.
Yep, yeah. So like that ending is like the worst way you could have ended the movie.
You
I
read.
was so mad.
I thought you read what happened next. I thought you were like, okay, this is the ending of the film. But no, it does
got
it does
worse.
a double 180.
It does.
It does a 360. The movie went into a circle and did the same thing twice.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And if it had ended like we were saying on that note where she's like, hey, no, this is bad for me. This will end up bad for both of us. We're just going to get divorced and I'm going to get dragged through the public to doing this. If that was how the movie resolved that moral, I'd be like, okay, still a bad movie. But what a great way to end it.
Yeah.
What a great message at the end that you finally delivered. And they just don't. They reverse again and go back to the bland, stupid way.
Can we talk about something too, where I think that there is a way to do this movie exactly the way it is, where you can make a commentary on how stupid this is by making it seem like a Mel Brooks style film.
Right.
Yep.
This movie is a rom-com. It is a musical rom-com.
Mhm.
Therefore, you know this is the serious part of the material is what is happening. And what is happening is typical shit. Like, this could have gone in a Blazing Saddles-esque way.
It could have.
Where they show how fucking stupid and ridiculous this is in a over-the-top way.
Yep.
Nothing about this movie is extremely over-the-top.
Right, because comedy goes over the top to illustrate a point.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
This isn't satire.
Mhm.
If this was a satirical view of the French way of doing things back then, I would be more inclined to be like, I disagree with some of these things, but I like this, and this. Like, you could pick out the parts where it makes
Right.
sense.
And you know what? If it were a satire, that ending, if they were to like harpoon it and say this is of course how it's going to end because it's fucking bullshit, I would have respected that.
Yep.
But it was played dead serious.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's played seriously. And that's my biggest issue with it, is the way that it's presented could have been in a more like how you were talking with. Oh, I think it's probably just a joke.
Oh, that was that
don't-
one scene. Well,
Yeah.
that's not important. But
But
go
no,
on.
I'm just saying. I'm not criticizing
I
you. I'm not.
I just don't want to seem like I thought the movie was a joke. The movie was very serious and
Yeah.
bad.
It's if that is a joke, it's infinitely better. But it's not. It's played as a fully serious plot point
That might have been
with jokes in it.
That might have been funny at the time, but
No,
joking about suicide in any manner now,
it's tough because it's such a prevalent issue.
yeah.
All right. Well, if we're gonna keep talking about that stupid, it's like one quick like little sequence. It's like 30 seconds long. Okay. So the way I see it is, you can either laugh at anything or laugh at nothing. I don't think anything should be exempt from comedy, because no one person or event deserves so much respect that a joke can't be made at their expense.
Sure.
So in that context,
But I think there are respectable ways to do it, and that was not one.
okay, and that's fair. And you know what? On top of that too, like, you don't control what you find funny too. Like, that's just you either laugh or you don't. You don't really get to choose. So I kind of laughed at that bit. You know, whatever. But
No, I'm not criticizing
no,
you for it.
no,
I'm
I'm
just saying I don't think the way they did it was
and,
the right way to do
nor
it.
should, like, you know, people get down on other people for laughing or not laughing.
Right.
That's even worse if you're like, why didn't you find it funny? But
Double down.
double down, yeah,
Laugh!
exactly. But you know, it is what it is. It really doesn't impact my thoughts on the movie much, whether or not that is there or
I
not.
just think the movie is blatantly offensive in multiple ways.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's some styles of the comedy, or like the toxic masculinity that's being portrayed through it, or the blatant pedophilic lyrics from the uncle. Textbook example of what not to do with a musical because your songs aren't even good,
Mm-hmm.
and what not to do with a film because the editing, just garbage too.
Yep, absolutely.
Like, the characters don't progress, the editing's bad, the music's bad. What is there to like? Seriously, those are the three things in a musical. Make it interesting, the songs need to be good, and the characters should be moving along with the plot and with the music.
You're absolutely right.
And American in Paris did the same fucking shit, except it wasn't as offensive.
To completely build off that point in a way that is not that point at all and not relevant, this has the worst tennis playing scene I've ever seen. It's like, she's literally standing there. I don't think it was it Gigi herself?
No, it was the other one.
It was the other
Gigi
one.
was running around like a
It was-
monster.
Yeah, it was just weird. But no, it was the girl standing there, and she had a very tiny tennis racket. It looks like a badminton racket.
Yeah.
And she's only moving her arm to, like, hit the ball. She's not, like, standing in any kind of way. She's in, like, full fucking proper French whatever clothing, top to bottom, up to the neck. There's, like, only the face is the skin part revealed. So, like, it doesn't make any sense if you're, like, an active person playing tennis. You don't wear fucking this clothes and stand like a statue with a moving arm.
Yeah.
And then she missed a ball that if you just leaned to the left a little bit, you would have hit. So, like, it was kind of stupid.
We were talking about it. There's no conflict in this whole movie.
No.
They're right. Dude,
There
whatever
isn't.
conflict, whatever inklings of a conflict, I won't even say full conflict, whatever inklings of an issue in the story are resolved halfway through.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Not even halfway, man.
Yep. And
Because the characters don't progress. If there was progression and actual I'd believe if Gaston had an internal conflict about marrying her if he didn't suck the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
he
really,
sucked.
it's tough to get through. Like, it's a difficult movie to watch. Unless
Yeah.
you're only there to watch two people fall in love. That's it. If that's your thing.
Wow, how
sure.
interesting.
Yeah, with no conflict. And that's it. And that's whatever. But, like,
it's
other
a
than
joke.
that, it's for no one.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody liking this.
I honestly, Vincent Minnelli probably liked it.
I'm done. The Defiant Ones is a masterpiece. This movie can blow me.
You guys have basically said everything I've wanted to say. I don't even buy that she was attracted to him. I thought it was just some sort of, like, friendly relationship.
Me too.
Yep. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible, and don't watch it no matter who you are or what you want.
No, you know what? I can say with full confidence, do not watch Gigi. It's just not good.
Delete your account. Any other closing thoughts?
Yeah, we should probably give it our out of 10s and then
Wow.
talk which one's the best and which one's the worst.
I'm thinking of the positive elements. Yeah, okay. 1, I'll probably be the highest score.
You will be, because I'm giving... No, Joquin's going to tie. He gives no movie 0. 0. I think with the minimal positives in this movie, the negatives outweigh it, and the negatives are offensively bad.
That's fair. I mean, it all depends where it lands. Like, if it's closer to a 0, then, you know, whatever.
Like, honestly, I like the color grading, and the orchestral stuff isn't bad, but generally, overall, the weird pedophilic lyrics to start the movie, by the way. That's in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, it is.
And the shitty over narration and the jokes that I just do not like the content of, and every character being awful, incel, toxic masculinity, garbage man. There's just too much here for me not to like in abundance over the things that I would
Fair.
slightly enjoy.
No, very fair.
So I'll say 0.
Yeah, okay. Joquin, how you feeling?
Oh God, guys. Yeah, my infamous don't give a movie a 0 rule. So listen, this is not, I'm not giving this movie a 1. I'm not. I'm rounding. Fuck that. I'm giving it like a 0.3.
Point is not rounding.
I said I'm not rounding.
Oh, okay. You could round to the closest number, which is of course a goose egg.
I ain't rounding.
All right. I don't split scores because I'm not a bitch, as mentioned, but it is what it is.
But no, I will only split a score if I'm very, very, very decisive about something, and I can completely see, the no 0 rule, blah, 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 blah. That being said, I'm not doing it. It's a 0. Like, it is the bottom of the barrel of film.
Fair.
For me. Like,
Fair.
I'm going to say right now, Bridge on the River is the best one because it's a 10. And it's bangs. It's so much fun, and it's awesome, and there's great storytelling and great character and amazing work everywhere.
Yep.
And the worst one has gone from Hamlet, because Hamlet's just bad in every way, to Gigi, because Gigi's bad in basically every single way and offensive.
Yep. It's the worst.
You want to go next, Jake, or you want me to?
Well, I was just going to say that my favorite Best Picture winner ever is, of course, none other than Bridge on the River Kwai. And my least favorite is still Cavalcade because that has the least good in it. It has no good in it.
Okay. Well, okay. Last time, I'm pretty sure I still said Casablanca is my favorite one. But the more I think about Bridge on the River Kwai,
oh, am I turning you?
The more I enjoy it.
On you.
Oh, let's go.
This might change back next week,
That's fair.
But
Humans taste change.
But as for now, I think I'm gonna give my favorite to Bridge, and my least favorite. God, it's such a tie. It's such a toss-up between this and Hamlet.
All right.
Oh, fuck me. I'm going Hamlet still.
Okay, safe
because
bet.
I could watch this movie on mute and have enjoyment.
I regard this and Hamlet about the same.
Fair.
Very minimal things I liked. Over 90%.
No, that's fair. I'm not blaming you.
Yeah, these are bad movies we're talking about.
Very bad.
Yeah. Well, join us next week, of course, for the movie I'm actually excited for, Ben-Hur. Let's fucking
go. You guys keep gassing this movie up. If this movie ends up being awful, I don't know what the fuck.
No. This is a Charlton Heston film.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It is tied.
We're good.
Tied for the most Oscars ever.
We're good.